Today we'll be taking a look at how to analyze any domain in the SEM Rush tool. So the first step would be to log in into SEM Rush, and on the left hand side there is a competitive research section. You can click on domain overview under that. Once you are in the domain overview section, any domain that you want to analyze, you can plug it over here. So I'm just, for example purposes, I'm going to be using apple.com, and then I can select the region where I want to analyze this. I'll select United States for now. On clicking search, this is the report which we see. So you can see there is an authority score for the domain, which is similar to domain authority by Moz. So it's 100 out of 100. So that's a very high authority score. And then I can see organic search traffic. So for August month, this has been extrapolated, predicted that it would get 164.1 million visits from the organic search channel, and then from the paid search channel, it says around 2.9 million visits, and then we have 7.9 million backlinks to this particular domain. So at a high level, you get some metrics that you can look at. Scrolling down, we can see the distribution by country. So for apple.com, US drives the maximum traffic, which is around 23% that the domain gets. Next would be India, which roughly drives 8% of the traffic. So you can definitely expand this and see which countries are driving traffic to the domain. Next, I take a look at the top organic keywords report. So here I can see which are the top keywords driving traffic to this particular domain. We'll take a look at this in depth, what it means. Next is the organic position distribution. So you can see 1 to 3 positions, like 7.9% of the keywords are ranking in the 1 to 3 positions. So you get a quick distribution graph of the organic positions here. Next is the keywords by intent. So here actually you can see that they are doing a good job in having 22% transactional and around 15% commercial keywords. So almost 37% of the traffic is between commercial and transactional. uh, Remaining is informational and navigational traffic. So this is pretty useful, and the good thing is that when you click on this, you can actually go and see which transactional keywords, for example, are driving traffic to this particular domain. Next, you can see branded versus non-branded traffic trend. So, I mean, if I go back, I can see in September 2022, there was a 51% branded traffic share. Now it has gone up to almost 61%. So it's growing. So when you're analyzing your like a domain of your competitor, you can quickly get to know what what is the percentage of branded versus non-branded and where you stand. So it kind of gives you a roadmap of what you need to work on. And then like you get the organic competitors. So on search, like a business would be having traditional competitors, but on search there are a lot of other domains. There might be publishers, blogs, etc., who also produce content in the domain in which your business is. So they also become your competitors. So it is very difficult to directly find out who this competition is. So here SEMrush, they look at the keywords that this particular domain you're analyzing for, and which other domains have common keywords with this domain. Like apple.com here has almost 2.5 million common keywords with google.com. So it kind of makes it makes google.com a competitor of apple.com in search, at least. So similarly, you will see a lot of other sites that you can look at when you click on view details. And then there is a map here, which is the competitive positioning map, which tells you like what other domains, what kind of traffic they are driving, how many keywords they are ranking on. So you can quickly go here and find out where your competition stands vis-a-vis you. Next, this is the organic search traffic overview section, which I typically use. Then you have the advertising section, where you can see like the 2.9 million paid search which apple.com is currently driving. What are the top keywords? So let's say you're planning a Google AdWords campaign. This report makes it easy to find out which are the top keywords that this particular domain is targeting. It also tells you what other domains are actually, targeting, uh, are using Google AdWords for running ads in this particular domain. So you get to know who all are running ads. You can discover other competitors, and a similar competitive positioning map of traffic versus paid search traffic versus paid keywords that quickly lets you look at where you stand against your competition. Scrolling downwards, you can see some of the sample text ads which are being run. So these can be used to inform your own ad strategy on what you would want to target, what's working for them, and you can view most of them when you click on view details. I won't go into the details right now. And then the third section is backlinks. So at a glance, you can see what are the referring page URLs, what kind of backlinks are there. You can export this. You can I can When I go into the details, it will get into the backlink section. I don't want to get into the details right now, but like a healthy quantity of follow links, almost 75% follow links and 25% no follow links. I can look at it from a glance. Then I can also take a look at what are the top anchor text which are being used for these backlinks, and what are some of the important referring domains which are actually sending these backlinks to these pages. So this is a very good way to get an overview of the domain, on the organic side, the page search side, and on the backlink side. So at a quick glance, you get to know a lot of information through this particular report. Next, what I like to do is, I like to go into traffic analytics, because we looked at paid with traffic analytics. Typically what I like to see is, what are the different channels at an overall level which are driving traffic to this particular domain. So like for example, here I can see almost 48% is direct traffic to apple.com. So direct might be people who are bookmarking, or even a lot of email traffic, for example, also gets clubbed under direct. So a lot of majority of the traffic is direct. 11% is referral traffic. So this might be uh, due to links being present on different websites. And then 37% is organic traffic. So paid search forms a very minuscule part of the traffic overall. There's organic social, so there's a lot of activity going on social media, which I can also analyze next. And then I think very paid social is does not form a very substantial part of the overall traffic portfolio. And then you have email and display ads which are also driving some traffic. So at a glance, you can quickly find out for any domain, what are the different sources which are driving traffic to this particular domain, and this can eventually inform your own strategy and help you prioritize which domains, which traffic sources you might want to target as part of your marketing strategy. Another useful report in traffic analytics section is the traffic journey. So it is telling me the top five domains which are actually sending traffic to this apple.com domain, and from apple.com which are the destinations, like after apple.com, on exiting apple.com, where do they go next typically. So I get a lot of information from this. If you take a higher tier plan of SEMRush, you can also see a lot more of these sources and destinations, which would be very helpful. And then this we've already covered. So these are like there are a lot of other reports that you can look into, but they belong to like a higher paid tier. And but this is what I typically look at when analyzing any domain. And then I like to jump into the organic research section. Now, on organic research, we've already looked at some information in the overview section. So here, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to, let's say you want to take a look at uh, what are the different keywords which are driving traffic to this particular domain. So here I can go and quickly take a look at. So this is sorted by the percentage of traffic driven to the website by this particular keyword. So I would suggest you sort it by the traffic which that particular keyword is driving, and then take a look at this data. So for example, of course, Apple being a branded term is driving, then I can see iPhone 14 being the most important keyword for them, which is of course ranking on position one and also driving a lot of traffic to the website. I can see the URL where traffic is being driven by this particular keyword. So similarly, I can download this report, or quickly look at what kind of keywords are actually getting traffic to this particular domain. uh, like I saw this interesting keyword, right? Apple store near me. So like an interesting keyword that people also uh, are maybe searching for their stores, and since they have created this page, they are able to kind of get a lot of traffic from this particular keyword. So when you when you do a deep dive and you do research, you'll encounter a lot of interesting keywords, which as a competitor maybe you can also use as part of your SEO strategy. Now, another thing which I like to do here is uh, like I can select transactional and commercial in the intent filter, which is provided on the top, and then I get to know which are the transactional keywords driving traffic to a particular domain. So what it helps me is, like, as part of my SEO strategy, I can maybe focus on keywords which might help bring business, right, to my domain. But I can do this research here where I can find out which are the transactional keywords which are getting business for my competitor domain, and then use these in my for my own SEO strategy. So because these keywords have a very high likelihood of getting business from the organic search channel. So this is definitely a strategy which I would recommend. I would go into the details of this in another video that I will make on keyword research, but I'll restrict it to this level of detail for now. Next, another very important report which I typically like to see when I'm doing uh, a domain research is the pages section within organic research. So when I click on this, so here you will see that which are the like we saw for keywords. Now I'm seeing which are the pages which are driving the most traffic for this particular domain. So for example, any domain, typically the home page will drive the maximum traffic, but then I can see iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro are driving a lot of traffic. There are other pages like apps.apple, tv.apple, AirPods, Apple Store, iCloud, etc. So I can keep on digging further to see what kind of pages are actually driving the bulk of traffic for this particular domain. And another very important thing which I wanted to show you is you can see the number of keywords, for example, which are driving traffic for this particular page. So let's you want to dig deeper, you can click on this. So now what happens is, if you look at it, the selected page, iPhone 14, we are doing now research for this specific page, and I want to see that since this page is driving so much traffic, what are some of the keywords which are driving traffic to this particular page. So we have narrowed down on a page, and now we're trying to see which specific keywords are driving traffic to this particular page. So in this report, I can see mostly iPhone 14 terms as expected are kind of driving traffic. So there are a lot of keywords. It said almost 2.7 million keywords. So you get some of the more popular ones here, and you can quickly download it and figure out which ones you want to use if there is a similar kind of content that you're creating. So these are some of the very important, like whenever I'm analyzing any domain using SEMrush, these are typically some of the reports I would recommend you to go over to quickly get a sense of what strategy that domain is using, where it stands, what are some popular pages which are ranking on search, what are some of the important keywords driving traffic to them. Using this, you can get a pretty comprehensive view of what that domain is doing. Thank you.